Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and welcome to the second episode of the Choking Hazard podcast. I was going to say podcast because I was thinking of the word guest. With my co-hosts, Sugar Free Nos that way and RDT there. Topics today, we're going to be talking about Twitch in general. Twitch as a platform, Twitch how it is to stream, the new affiliate program on Twitch. There'll be a little bit of GTA in there as well with the resurgence of GTA with the new mods and things that are going on over there. I think every single podcast is going to have at least some GTA topic in there. But yeah, we're going to focus on a little bit of Twitch, and I'll introduce our guest for this week is going to be MBHammer, who is a Twitch mod of mine. A Twitch mod of mine. He is going to be the producer of this podcast, which we're going to talk about during the podcast itself and explain what he's going to do. He's moderating many channels on Twitch, so he's going to give us an insight in the moderation game. Streams a little bit himself as well. So, hello, MBHammer. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Very well, thank you, boys. Thank you for having me on the show.
MBHammer,
good to have you.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do we think, before we start, how do we think the first week went?
A little bit rough, not going to lie.
A little rough, you think?
Because I'm a narcissistic
That's just because you didn't get photoshopped onto as many things as I did. That's
I'm a little bit jealous that I didn't get photoshopped.
Yeah,
but saying that, I imagine I'm going to get photoshopped into a couple things this week. But yeah, I think there are a lot of things I could have changed. I wish I could go back and do that, but I don't regret anything. There is one thing, though, that I do want to change, and that is me getting up to get more apple juice every couple minutes. And I came up with a creative solution to that you guys are going to experiment with me.
I gotta watch it.
Oh my god.
I don't know if you heard that, but
I don't know if we heard that.
We're going on a journey. I don't know, Nas, how do you think it went?
I think it went pretty well.
Here we go.
I've made a huge mistake, that's for one, but I think the show went pretty well.
You think the face reveal was a huge mistake?
Yes, absolutely. But, we're here, another week, another mistake. So
I've got to say,
doing this every week.
The memes from last week on Discord were sublime.
Were so good.
They were sublime
point.
of Nos mainly, but I guess the guys need to get working on some RDT memes. He wants to be memed.
Don't do that.
This is what he's jealous.
I never said that. I did not say that.
This podcast was a huge mistake.
Part of last week's backlash is part of the reason why I'm not on camera this week. I think I've met my quota of being on camera thanks to your wonderful vlog video, Adam.
That was great, by the way.
That incidentally, I completely forgot about.
Cartoon.
Of course.
I completely forgot about that instance.
Of course, because you were drunk.
I was very drunk.
That's something that I need to put to the chat.
Look at this cartoon apple juice.
Look at that. Look at that apple juice. That is a humongous. Oh my god. Okay,
it's a thundering apple juice.
This is how it's gonna go every podcast. RDT is gonna have a little bit more alcohol and get a little bit more drunk as we go through the podcast.
And
episode 10, he just starts the episode wasted.
Eventually get you kicked off Twitch.
Yeah, probably. I can envisage that. So at the minute we've got the setup basically exactly the same as what we had last week, apart from the Choking Hazard logo looks a bit better with the orange because it doesn't have the blue background now. But we can. I've got a guest cam thing set up. I'll show you it when I find it. So we've got the guest cam logo here. When it's not a requirement for guests to show their face to have the webcam on, and obviously MBHammer's not doing it this week, so what we can do instead is put their logo on so it would look like this. So it's up to you guys. Chat, what do you think? If someone doesn't have their face on, should we have their logo on anyway like it is right now, or should we just leave it with the podcast logo as it was and then only have the guest cam thing when a guest actually has their camera? So you guys in the chat can let me know. What do you guys think?
Do I get a vote as
You
well?
get a
Am
vote.
I in the chat?
Yeah. Do we get?
I would say leave it there because it's more like you know who the guest is the whole time. So
PPC May? No, absolutely not.
a lot of people say just with the logo. Well, I mean, the way I think of it, it keeps it consistent between people who have a webcam and who don't, because when we bring in guests that do have a webcam, it's going to be like it is now, just with a webcam, obviously.
The question is, I think people might be saying logo, but I said logo for both things. So,
okay.
do you want the podcast logo?
Everyone's on my side. Hooray!
Podcast logo or guest logo? You need to actually type a little bit more, guys, in the chat. Is it podcast logo or guest logo? What do you want?
Good job, chat. Beautiful.
That was my fault. I kind of called both of them logo, and I guess everyone was
You're
just
a disaster.
I am.
You are a disaster.
I am a disaster. I am. Guest logo. Everyone's saying guest logo. Okay, we'll leave it how it is then. Every week, what we'll probably do is I'll have the podcast logo on initially, and then we'll introduce the guest, and that's when the camera or logo for the guest will come up. So it makes sense. Okay.
Sounds good.
So
we got that out of the way.
It's good to give the chat a vote. If anyone's watching this on YouTube and wants to watch this a bit, live, a couple of days early, come on, get on Twitch. It's every Friday live.
And if you're a Patreon supporter or subscriber here on Twitch, we'll have something for you to do later in the show. So we'll explain about that later.
That's true.
Yeah, because if we ever get an all audio version of this, it's going to be kind of awkward to listen to that as we respond to chat. So try to catch them while they're live.
Yeah.
Get the full experience.
Or at least if you watch it on YouTube, so you can see the chat on the side of the screen. But we will try and get an audio version. Maybe when we're a couple of weeks in, and if it was quite regularly requested in the comments last week, which was interesting.
Yeah, I read through all the comments. We will
get that sorted when we're a couple of weeks in and we're a bit more established, I guess.
We're at the top of the podcast game.
There was something else I was going to... Nos, I've got a job for you with your wonderful...
So what's Blade doing for you?
No, with your advertising voice, you can advertise the new stickers in my merch store.
Sell out.
Wait a minute. Look, I just do the ad read. I don't do the ad creation. Okay, I can't.
Oh, you need me to write it for you beforehand. You can just read it.
Or give me time to write something.
Right, okay. Well, anyway, there's new stickers. You can get stickers in my merch store if anyone wants stickers, and sell out and all that. I should sell the space on the right hand side of the podcast. We'll sell the space to sponsors.
A lot of the podcasts do that. Yeah. You absolutely should do that. Sell out often, and just sell out often. Really. That's what you need.
It's not my style, though. It's not my style. Here's some of the merch. Actually, incidentally, I wore my own merch. I didn't intend to do that, but that works. There you go. You can have this on a sticker as well, or a mug. Okay, well, I'll leave it at that.
On a mug.
You can have it on a mug. They sell mugs and T-shirts and all that kinds of things.
Scumbag mugs.
You can get scumbag mugs. I don't think anybody will. Not initially. People aren't going to be. Companies aren't going to want to sponsor and pay to have their logos on the screen. But maybe in a while when this podcast blows up and gets like hundreds of thousands of views, then maybe we'll get some sponsors.
Well, we're already getting like 9K views on YouTube. Is that not thousands enough for you?
I'm well impressed, actually. I'm very happy with that. I'm glad people are enjoying it.
Most of the comments were good, too.
Yeah, I'm really happy you guys are all enjoying it. I really am.
The negative ones were more towards me, but that was fun.
I saw one that just went Z, like sleeping, and then it says, stick to gameplay, Bruffy. All right.
Yeah, I know. You always get them. If you do anything slightly different to what you should be doing, then... You shouldn't be doing anything.
YouTube comments, man. They're always good.
From all the podcasts, why would this blow up? Fair enough. Fair enough. Also, just again to point out, people who are subscribing and stuff, I do read them all out after the podcast, so I'm not going to read them during or anything like that. But thank you guys anyway, and I guess the people down below who subscribe and donate and give bits, they get their names on the screen at the bottom. Those are our sponsors. Those are the community sponsors.
Well, no, I'll
me and RDT don't get any of that.
Yeah, they're
MBHammer doesn't get
sponsors.
anything.
Yeah, but it's my podcast.
And we're employees.
I pay you a good wage.
I thought you pay us nothing.
No, he pays us in exposure, RDT. That's the trap.
Exposure of what? You didn't even get to
fall
advertise yourself last week, nah. You didn't say anything.
I know.
Well, all right, okay. There's going to be some advertisements for our co-hosts then at some point during the podcast life. All right, so should we get into the topics? I feel like the start of every podcast is probably going to be like this, where we talk about what's gone on last week in the podcast, where we just go over stuff that we've thinking about in the last week, and then only like 10 or 15 minutes in, we're going to start actually getting into the topics at hand. But hey, yeah, that's what it is.
Hey, it kills time, so.
It does.
So, topics, Twitch. We are talking about Twitch primarily. We're going to talk a little bit about how it's different to YouTube as well in terms of streaming. Twitch streaming.
You want to explain what Twitch is? By the way, just to start off, in case some moron is watching this on YouTube.
Well, don't call him a moron.
Yeah, that's
well, wow. You know,
edit that out.
Edit that. Sorry.
Delay that.
Uneducated on what Twitch is. Do you want to?
For those who don't know, and that isn't anybody who's watching this right now on Twitch, because they're all on Twitch, but it is a streaming service, so it's where people go to live stream. It used to all be games, but it has diversified now. There's creative.
It has drifted from that initial idea.
It was all games, whereas now you can do. I did Lego building, and there's a specific category for creative, and then Lego building. And there's drawing that you can do, and all sorts of weird and wonderful things in real life section now as well. So people can
that's mainly for small Asian women to have low-cut shirts, but
and
there is an
the eating, social eating as well was a thing. That's a category. Yeah. So Twitch is definitely diversified, but it's basically a live streaming website where you go on, you live stream like we're doing right now. You have the chat.
That's what I stream. I'm going to stream myself centrally eating bananas every Wednesday, right after yours.
Is that what I would tune in for that. I would host that.
I came across the pinnacle of diversification the other day on Twitch. There is a fitness channel, and there is just a young lady who was deadlifting a very small amount of weight, and she was wearing very small shorts whilst doing it. With her ass to the camera.
That's what Twitch is about.
Yeah, Twitch has definitely drifted in that direction as well.
Yeah, Twitch has just slowly become into a cam site. We have women now with low-cut tops. We have bits, so we can throw currency at the women to make them do things. I mean, we're going to a cam site eventually.
Yeah. We've reached the golden age of streaming, boys.
So, what do we think? I mean, I stream on Twitch, obviously. Nos does. RDT, you have a little bit, right? Like once or twice?
Yeah, not really.
It's just like a random
thing.
He
doesn't take it seriously.
But
probably drunk, not gonna lie.
Okay, do you ever do anything where you're not drunk?
Drive. I drive.
Okay, good.
So, yeah, that's one thing.
Hammer, have you done any much streaming? What's your extent of streaming?
I do a bit of streaming. I like to stream just to unwind, though. I find that it's quite good just to sort of relax with chat and a bit of banter. You know, I do. I stream both on PC and PS4. I recently got like an Elgato so that I can stream properly on PS4. And tell you what, setting it up for VR. Nightmare. So yeah, I've done a few VR streams on the PlayStation. Should be doing one this weekend. Looking forward to it.
Ooh.
So yeah,
you should have tuned into that.
You stream Euro Truck as well, don't you?
I do a bit of Euro Truck multiplayer with a few of my trucking friends. Yes, sometimes.
That's something that I can appreciate. Yeah. Well, maybe not the Europe part, but the trucking part, yes.
So I know that, like, on that topic of the fact that you've done it directly from the PS4, I have never streamed directly from the PS4. I know that Xerxes has, and I've seen her do it, and it seems to work pretty well. It seems like it's quite a common thing. When the new generation of consoles came out, there was a lot of people started streaming on Twitch because you can do it directly from the console, and it seems to be a good way to start out. I think that's a detriment
to the platform.
Do you think?
I've got to say.
I think it's a good way to start out. If you want to, if you know, you don't need to. There shouldn't be a big, huge barrier to entry to stream.
Yeah.
Of buying all this.
I don't necessarily think there is.
Well, what if you've got a PS4 and a PC? And
I mean, I imagine you. I mean,
what if you only have a PS4? You might only have a PS4.
Then you don't have the appropriate equipment to make a quality.
You probably shouldn't stream at that point.
In my opinion, I think it's a detriment to the platform. Myself,
I absolutely don't. I think it was one of the best moves that both Microsoft and Sony did to include capture software within the new consoles, because without that, we wouldn't have had so much of a boom on Twitch. In my opinion.
I do agree with the capture, like being able to record videos and upload them directly. That's great, but I mean, streaming. If you want a quality stream, you've got to have some decent equipment. You've got to have a decent mic. You have to have a decent setup. And
absolutely, and that's something to aim for. But just to get a flavor for it, I think it's a great way to start off.
Yeah, I guess, but I mean, and then again, not as many people take it seriously like I do, or like Bruff does. So. Yeah, there's a different side of that.
I don't know, because I think it's sort of the thing, like when it comes to making YouTube, because I started with YouTube, so I've not really experienced that Twitch aspect of streaming to like nobody and just doing it for the sake of doing it, because I had the audience on YouTube who came over to watch. But I can kind of relate it to the start of YouTube, where you just make videos for the fun of making videos. Nobody's really watching. Why should Twitch be any different? If no one's watching, but you're streaming, you're having fun doing it, you're talking if you want to talk, and maybe one person comes in and you start chatting with them and then leaves or whatever. Is that such a problem that Twitch is allowing that, and these consoles are making that more accessible? Because one of those people who starts like that might end up doing it properly and getting more interested and more involved and want to get all the stuff. I don't see a problem with making things a bit more accessible.
Well, I mean, I don't either. Like, I'm not saying that it's necessarily a bad thing for the people who want to get into streaming. I'm saying that it's an overall detriment to the platform as a whole and the content on said platform, because now that it's so accessible, there's a lot more low quality streams than high quality streams.
Agreed, but the way that Twitch is set up, the best quality streams always float to the top usually.
Well, that's debatable.
Clickbaity sort of, you know. But I mean, you're never going to see a guy like streaming like Dark Souls 3 direct from his PlayStation 4 up at the top of the Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, you never see a PS4 stream at the top of a directory most of the time.
Yeah.
I can see that as well.
And Twitch doesn't necessarily have to be a broadcasting place for, like we treat it, to get lots of viewers and you know, do all that kind of stuff. You can
lots of money.
You can quite easily treat it as a place to stream to a few of your friends, and they can all chat whilst you're streaming. And like RDT did when he was drunk, he just streamed for the fun of streaming, and no more than that, and that's all it has to be.
That's what I do as well, just purely for the banter. I'm not exactly God's gift to streamers, you know. So I haven't exactly got the best tech or anything, but you know, I just enjoy streaming. It's an enjoyable pastime, you know. So
how's the leak?
It's a cool thing to do.
How's the leak, RDT?
I'd agree with that.
Oh yeah,
we got leak
for the chat that doesn't know, my ceiling
update 2017.
My ceiling is leaking right next to me. So every once in a while, I'll get myself a nice splash of rainwater, or possibly the supply of water to the building. So It's all right.
So-
It's just a little bit
so-
annoying.
We're putting on the crowdfunding list a mouse.
Yeah, we need mouse, microphone,
a new
webcam. Oh, no,
microphone.
microphone's okay. Webcam.
No,
A
microphone.
ceiling,
Camera.
new ceiling,
Yeah.
A new apartment if you
plumber.
want.
Yeah.
RDT just needs a whole new life.
Yeah,
Just
give me a
crowdfund
new
him whole new
life.
life.
If I could just be rich, that would be phenomenal. Come on, that would be awesome.
Well, that's why anyone starts Twitch, is to become rich and successful. So
Yeah, that's why I'm doing this podcast, obviously.
So
Everyone starts
I
to show their
started
creativity.
Twitch from YouTube, and I started it because I wanted to stream I think it was the sub lobbies that we did back then. Back then it was just we had to organize a sub lobby, and we would be lucky if 16 people turned up to fill out an old gen lobby. This was, way back in the day. RDT was there. He remembers. He's a true OG. But yeah, we used to do those like off streaming, and some of them made their way to YouTube videos, the old gen videos. And then I decided to start live streaming them, and it was a lot of fun. And I just continued from there. Obviously, got the webcam set up and did some racing events, and then we did the multi-class stuff, and then I started streaming regularly, twice a week and 3 times a week. So mine has naturally come from people wanting that from YouTube. But Nos, what made you decide to start streaming?
I started streaming because of the MCEC that we did, season 2 on PC. That's why I started streaming.
So it
and
was
then,
the same
I
sort
got
of thing.
quite a few viewers from that,
Yeah.
from you. Basically, most of my viewers have been stolen from you. So I'm kind of born with a silver spoon in the mouth, if you know what I mean.
So yeah,
So
so you've not had that experience that others have as well, where you just start on Twitch with nobody and nothing, and
Yeah, well, I mean, I have had that to some degree with like 5, 10, maybe 15 people, and 3 of them, 4 of them are chatting. But definitely, I haven't had the streamer grind experience, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like sitting there with no one there, trying to think of what to say. There's no one there. Why are you going to talk if there's no one there? So I didn't have that at all.
It's very frustrating sometimes.
yeah, you've had that.
You
right?
want to have experienced
I'm very,
that,
very
Hammer.
lucky to have known you.
Adam, you.
For sure.
Right, okay. Yeah, I think, I mean, this is something that, because, I mean, it's the same thing with YouTube, that you start making videos and nobody's watching. But I think it's even harder to get from 0 to, like, 5 on Twitch than it is on YouTube, because you're so far down, nobody's watching, there's so many other things out there, and you need a lot of time streaming or making videos before you even get good enough to make people want to watch your stuff. So I can understand why it would be difficult, people find it difficult to start out on Twitch if that's something that they want to do. But then I always think that really they should be, it's same with YouTube, you should do it just because you enjoy doing it, and whether people are watching or not is irrelevant, and you just do it. And then if you get some people in, then great. If not, nothing's lost, because you would be playing that game anyway, you're just streaming it instead. But I think it helps when you're part of a community as well. Like
That's just what I
Nodo,
was gonna say,
I would
yeah.
agree.
as Nos has said, he streamed a MCEC season, and there was people in that race who wanted to watch what was going on, or people around the racing community of GTA, and they all watched. So it's a lot easier to start when you've got a few people who you talk to on a regular basis, just pop in, and then the difference between having 0 viewers and 10 viewers could put you up the list on Twitch, say for GTA. And the directories
it gets you
far
above all of those
who are all on
PS4,
zero.
Xbox
Yeah,
One streamers.
exactly.
we talked about earlier.
Yeah,
And it makes you want to keep doing it.
Yeah,
Because if you have people
exactly.
that keep coming back, you're like, well, these people like watching me do stupid stuff.
Yeah, and even if it's just a couple, you only need a couple of people to be typing in the chat that you can talk to, and then you do have a back and forth, and then it's even better. So if anyone is an aspiring Twitcher and isn't getting any viewers and just thinking, what's the point? Actually get involved in the communities of the games that you're playing and interested in, and
yeah.
grow. Don't go in with the idea of, okay, let's just shout out my Twitch stream and then leave and then hope people join. But actually get involved in the communities and get involved in whatever events they're doing and things like that, and just say, oh, I'm also streaming this as well.
Or play like the hot games that you're not interested in because they're popular. You know, you can't just decide to like something because it's going to make you popular.
Fully agree with that.
Yeah, you can't succeed with popular games on Twitch. If you're playing CS:GO or League of Legends, or that's what you do, it's not going to happen. Like GTA is kind of that prime, or it used to be, before this GTA RP came along. You know, it was kind of that prime, you know, middle of the road, middle of the list game. You know, the top streamer usually had about 600, 300 viewers, and you could actually get noticed. But if you're on one of those popular games, it's going to be a hard road. Yeah, let me tell you.
I mean, I would say you get back what you put into Twitch in terms of going around other communities and supporting other streamers. I would say that's part of what I love about Twitch is like communities joining together and sort of little teams popping up and things like that. It's a great thing. I've made so many friends on Twitch that, you know, will be my friends for a long time, I would have said. It's just a great platform, really, all around.
It is a fantastic.
Yeah. That's how I feel about Noto, honestly.
Come to is that Twitch is a fantastic platform, and for what we do, whether it be live or, you know, whatever, for what we do, it is the best platform out there. It absolutely is. Nothing compares to it, honestly. If you want to do live video game content, there's no better platform.
Yeah, I agree.
What about Beam? What about Beam on Xbox? Come on.
Wait, you're serious?
It was so
No, I'm
funny.
not serious at all.
It was so funny. Adam, did you notice when we were at I-60 that there was a Beam stand?
There was.
No one was there.
That's embarrassing. As an Xbox player.
There was a single couch with a single TV and a green backdrop, and that's all they had there. It's a sad thing.
Good job, Microsoft.
Speaking of different platforms for streaming, then let's move on to the whole Twitch versus YouTube debate for streaming. And I have
debate?
It's not even.
Well, no, it's not a debate, but the discussion then, because I have significant experience
pull down their
now
pants and shit all over YouTube
in this. Yeah, it is. It is. Oh, wait, I just need to point out, Twitch have done something that really annoys me. They've changed the way that subs work. For those who are watching this on YouTube and don't know about subs, people can pay $4.99 a month. They can actually pay higher amounts, but I don't recommend people do that because it's not worth it. They pay $4.99 a month. You get all the emotes that you're seeing. You know, when you see all the Bruffy oranges in the chat over on the side there, they're all special emotes to my channel that people get for paying, and it obviously supports me as well.
It's not worth
it. Aren't you subscribed as well?
As like an almost 1 year subscriber.
Yes.
I think I'm 7 months now.
They've done it. They've changed it recently so that when people newly subscribe, it doesn't automatically show the notification. So you know the sub alert notifications that pop up on the screen. It doesn't automatically show that when someone subscribes. They've got to actually click, you know, the anniversary button that you do.
I like that.
You like that even for brand new subscribers though? Because a brand new subscriber might not. It does it for brand new subscribers now. So someone just subscribes their first ever subscription, it won't show up because someone's just done it there. Someone's just subscribed and it hasn't showed up. The man himself.
Someone subscribed to this?
I know.
What?
But it was a brand new subscription from Twitch Prime and it hasn't shown up because there will be a button above the chat where you can share your subscription, but I don't like that now because
I can see where they're coming from though.
I mean, it allows you to put a message on your first ever subscription. That's why they've done it. But
well, I think it's. I mean, the flip side to that is some people might want their subscriptions to be private. Maybe I don't know.
I guess, but I mean, the sub trains,
anyway.
The sub trains aren't gonna be as happen as much as well. If they were ever to happen, people can't just subscribe and it'll show up automatically. There's an extra level that things have to be done now, and people might not necessarily know about it. I don't know. Just it's a change, so change is always bad.
I have a feeling though.
Now you're speaking like one of the people down here.
What were you saying, Howard?
I have a feeling they'll reverse that decision.
I think the first sub should auto show. I don't understand why the very first subscription from someone wouldn't. I can understand all the anniversary ones have been something that you have to do yourself, but the first one should always show.
if it were the case that NOS, some people might not want their subscription shown, that should be an option in the order process, rather than just it automatically
I'd agree with that.
show it. It's not. It should be an opt-in thing rather than an opt-out automatically.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, well, thanks for the people who have been subscribing over the past few streams and haven't had anything shown because of this change. I knew something was going wrong, but now we've realised what it is. It's just a bit annoying, but yeah. So
before we change topics to YouTube, do we want to talk about the big news with Twitch, the affiliate program? Do we want to move to that?
Yeah, let's do that now, because I kind of changed topics completely, so we're no longer in the different platforms realm. Let's go to it. Go on, you can explain.
I can explain. Okay. Well, the Twitch affiliate program, for what maybe MBHammer should explain this. He's probably more educated than I am.
I do have some notes written out.
Go on then.
See,
go on then. I mean, I
he's
kind of know about it as
prepared
well, but I'll leave it to
scoop.
other people.
So the Twitch affiliates program was announced. What was it? At the start of the week, something like that.
I believe so.
I don't know, either that or the week before. I can't remember. So the affiliates program is a little bit like the partnership program in that Twitch will be allowing the majority of our streamers on the platform to make money from their streams. Not as much money as our wonderful partners, but they will be able to make a little bit of money. They will be able to offer subscriptions. They'll be able to play ads. They'll be able to receive bits cheering, and they'll get a whopping 1 emote for their subs. So the requirements, I know, and no option of expanding that 1 emote until you're partnered, by the way.
Wow.
The requirements for the affiliates program, I think from what I hear, you automatically get enrolled if you meet the criteria. The requirements are 500 minutes broadcast in the last 30 days, 7 unique broadcasts in the last 30 days, an average of 3 concurrent viewers or more in the last 30 days, and at least 50 followers. So there will be a great many people that are probably watching right now that fit into that bracket.
Yeah.
The only thing that I saw in terms of a catch that could be deemed as a little bit dodgy. I mean, it's fairly obvious why Twitch have done this. They've done it to make money off the bulk of people that are streaming on the platform, which is fair enough. The platform's there to make them money. However, you've got to take into account that they are firstly skimming off the top in terms of subs. They'll take 50% of you, or more. They haven't said for affiliates. They'll take 50% or more of your sub.
Or more. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, if you're taking more than 50 for those
That's
those
a rough
subs,
deal.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
When you said
they'll take
less money, I was thinking, what?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know what agreement you have with Twitch, but some partners are on 50%. For their subscriptions. Some partners will be better than that. Some subscribers, they will take nothing at all. But the affiliates will more than likely be on 50% or higher. They haven't announced any figures in terms of that yet. They'll be skimming off the top from the ads, because obviously they'll take ad revenue and give you a cut of it. They'll be skimming off the top from bits, because you buy them on Amazon, and Amazon get a little cut of that. And also, for payments to partners, you don't have to pay anything, Adam, for your payouts on Twitch. Twitch affiliates have to pay a payout fee to get their money out of Twitch.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. Okay, yeah, so
Wow.
yeah, the fees.
So
So when Twitch would send out the money via bank or PayPal or whatever, there will be inherent fees to transfer that money. I don't pay those fees as a partner, but affiliates are going to have to pay those fees, so they will get less of the payout than what they should.
There's a bit of a skim job.
Well, I mean, Twitch in general.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, So that's like I worked it out that 500 minutes is just over 8 hours. It's 8 hours
That's
20 minutes.
nothing.
So 8 hours of
That is
streaming
nothing.
in a month. What was
I
it?
do that in 2 days out of the week.
Yeah,
Like I can have that done in 2 days.
the requirements are pretty low, but they
Yeah,
are
do we
at
think
least.
they're too low?
I don't necessarily think they're too low. I do see. I don't mind this affiliate program because it's.
I don't either. I think it's a good thing.
I think it's a good stepping stone. It's a good middle ground between streaming once every month or 2 months or something and not really caring about it and wanting to get to a partnership. You can earn a little bit of money from it, but you're not necessarily going the full with partnership until you've done what you need to do. It keeps the value of partnership, which is something that I always thought would be eroded eventually. The more partners that come in, Twitch would eventually, with Amazon buying them and everything, they would want to make money and they would just open up the partnership program to anybody. Basically, the requirements for the affiliate program now, I assume that eventually they would make that the requirements for the partnership program. So at least they've kept some value to
that'd be a
partners.
disaster.
Yeah. And I think the affiliate program is a nice middle ground, and Twitch have been monetizing the platform a lot more recently since they were bought by Amazon, and that's understandable now. I mean, they're going to try and make as much money as they can with the bit
that's good
system,
for you too.
the cheering.
Yeah.
It is good because I guess any Twitch trying to make money is essentially also meaning that the streamers who use the platform are making money and being able to use Twitch as a platform to live.
I mean, they're a company. The entire point of a company is to make money, and Twitch streamers are basically their performers.
Yeah.
So they can, treat them as they want. They treat them well, or
they
well
do treat them
enough
well
that
at the
they
moment.
keep-
I think
and that
Twitch
they
is a
keep
lot
streaming
better.
on Twitch.
Yeah.
It's kind of what's happening with YouTube. It's like the whole adpocalypse thing.
Yeah.
People don't want to make YouTube videos anymore. So if Twitch just keeps treating the streamers like they are now, I don't think there should be a problem.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that Twitch has done well in comparison to YouTube. Twitch continually puts the streamers and the partners and the people who are using their platform first, and they everything that they do to make money helps the streamers as well. So they do care more in that respect. And when it comes to the bits, for those who don't know what bits are, who are watching this on YouTube, it's basically Twitch's own currency. So you can buy bits and give bits instead of giving a donation, in a third-party donation. So, but I think you buy bits at a higher rate than what they're worth. So you buy, I think 100 bits is $1.40. Is that right? And obviously the more bits you buy, the cheaper it gets, but 100 bits is equivalent to $1. So the streamer would get $1 from those 100 bits, but you've given Twitch $1.40. So that's how they make their money off the bits, and they're basically putting in all these ways that they can take a little bit of revenue out of things, so that it's not always going through a third-party site like normal donations do. When you see it pop up, somebody donated $2, $3, $4, whatever. All of that, well, 90% of that, because there are PayPal fees, but the vast majority of that goes to the streamer, whereas bits, you're supporting Twitch as well itself as a platform instead. So I don't see there's anything wrong with that in particular. If they was to start, the revenue shares that they've got for bits and partners and things are all pretty okay. I think the sub revenue split is still pretty, 50-50 is still pretty low, I think, from a streamer perspective. I don't know. What do you guys think? 50-50 split on the subs. $2.50 of each sub goes to me, and $2.50 goes to Twitch.
I think that's more than fair.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, because without the platform, you wouldn't be doing this in the first place. So, I mean, I would accept a 50-50 split. I don't know if I would accept more than that, or I mean less than that. Excuse me, but I mean 50-50 seems fair. So RBT has an opinion.
I think the streamers are what makes Twitch great. It's what brings people and what makes Twitch money. So even though they are their employees, at least from what I understand, it's kind of like they're partners, like how you're partnered with Twitch. That's what it says. So
yeah, I mean, we aren't
50-50,
partners, aren't employees technically. Like, there's no
but you also don't have a stake in the company.
Yeah, that's
so
true.
you're not a partner.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just what they call it to make you feel good.
Yeah.
I think, like what Jodelier said, 60-40, maybe 65-45, something like that.
Yeah, I think that range seems a bit better. The 65-35, even 7. I think
35.
I mean, of course.
70-30 would be the maximum that I could. 70-30 would be the maximum that I could envisage Twitch offering, I guess, and would be, in a perfect world, I would say, I would love to have 70-30 because
105%.
I really don't think that Twitch would ever do anything higher than that. But even 60-40, I think, would be better than everyone's having a go at you now in the chat.
Yeah.
Good math skills.
That was going to happen all the time.
But I hope that affiliates aren't given an even worse deal than 50-50. Now, I've never known about any partners getting a better revenue split. I know that YouTube with networks you can do that, but I don't go with a network anyway, so I get all of the YouTube money because screw giving a network any of my income when they're not doing anything for me.
Yeah.
But
it was Total Biscuit that turned me on to that fact that some Twitch partners have a better revenue split.
I need to start getting them because they're never going to offer you that automatically. You always have to go to them and say, "Listen, can I get a bit of a better revenue?" You know, I need to start. If there's a better revenue split out there, I need to get on it.
I'm about to get my finance degree. I can do the deals for you. I can get you 65-55 split. How does that sound?
Finance degree over here.
He was saying that for
60-60 all around.
For their co-option podcast, there's no revenue take from Twitch. It's 100% to them, apparently.
Is it really?
What?
Apparently.
Like the subs from the affiliates or the
Is that
bits?
Subscribers?
Everything goes to them. Yeah. Apparently.
Wow. I didn't know that was even a thing, to be honest.
That's
well, screw
what
being
I
a
read
partner
in
then. Give me that sub button, my
Yeah.
one emote, and I'm going to ride off into the sunset. Jeez. The whole $5.
I mean, that's the
pull
thing.
I'll pull off the tweet for you at some point.
Interestingly, you know what they've done? Twitch very recently have introduced new tiers to the subs, which I don't agree with. I don't like it. But basically, you can have $9.99 subs or $24.99 subs. And they've put it in the dashboard, the revenue share for those. And this must be the default because I've always been on the default. But the revenue... Auntie, what are you doing?
It's a pretzel. Relax. I'm stealing Tim's pretzel. I'm gonna mute myself.
Is it a soggy pretzel?
No, they're out of the line of fire of the leaky roof.
Oh, okay. That's good.
We'll probably talk about YouTube revenue share and YouTube networks and things like that. I have made a video about it explaining how you should just never be with a network, to be honest. I used to be with Curse. But we'll probably talk about that in future podcasts. But so the revenue share for normal $5 subs is 50-50, as we've said. For $10 subs, it's 60-40, and for $25 subs, it's 70-30. So they haven't been total scumbags and kept it at 50-50 for all levels. So the higher, the streamer gets a bigger portion. That would be really that was the thing. But it will still be better if you do want to support the streamer to buy $25 worth of bits, to subscribe with a $5 subscription and then buy $20 worth of bits or just donate $20. The streamer is going to benefit more from that, get more of that $20 than what you would from a $25 donation, a $25 subscription. But Twitch obviously market it as support the streamer more by giving them a higher subscription, which I don't like. And I don't like this whole tiered subscription thing, especially considering you get the only benefit you get from it is one extra emote. And
that's not enough.
I have emotes ready to go for that, but they are just variations of the Bruffy Love, and I'm not going to enable them unless somebody actually subscribes at those values. I'm not going to make it an incentive for people to subscribe, because honestly, I don't think people should.
The tiers.
Yeah,
completely.
I think people should just
Hopefully
keep it the $5 subs, because that's just what it is.
I think it's interesting that they're potentially going after the Game Wisp model. Because Game Wisp allows you to set your own tiers and provide your own benefits. Maybe they're seeing a bit of a, I don't know, a trend towards Game Wisp over Twitch because it perhaps offers.
Well, they want to get more money. They're looking for every single way that they can to further monetize the platform. They've done it with the bits, and now they're doing it with subscribers. They're still going to make more money from a $25 subscription than if someone decides to do that every month than what they would from a $5 subscription. So, you know, and the streamer does as well, but that $25 every month, instead of going directly to the streamer via a third-party donation service, goes through Twitch, and Twitch are making the extra money off that. So they're gonna, you know, they're trying to monetize the platform more and more. But as long as they keep this idea of the streamer should, it's the main thing, and they keep treating us well, then hopefully it's not too bad.
Yeah,
this is a riveting conversation we're having.
Are you
very
riveted?
I'm so riveted.
Super.
So why is YouTube not good compared for streaming?
Yeah, I'll let you handle this, bruv, because my dogs are going nuts.
Right.
And my computer's dying, so I need to plug this baby in.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This is the worst second episode ever.
So fine.
Okay, I'll come back and bring my dogs too. So I'm here.
The thing is, we didn't mention about the affiliate thing. You wanna?
Oh yeah. What happened, MBHammer? What happens when you're an affiliate channel that has no activity? Could you inform us of that? Do you have that written down?
I don't.
Oh really?
No. Sorry.
I believe it was something like if say you're inactive, like your channel's inactive, makes no revenue after like 12 months of that or something, they'll they'll undo your affiliate and then take money from you, like they'll put a charge on you or something. I would have to.
That wasn't too bad, was it?
Interesting.
No, it was fine.
I haven't come across that piece of information, no, so that's quite interesting. I think you've also got to take into account with the affiliates the value that the affiliate program is offering to the subscriber. I think it's a bit harsh that the affiliates can only have one emote, and that's it. That's all they'll ever
there's
get.
Just less of them. There's less of a reason to subscribe to an affiliate.
Do you know, subscribe to a channel purely for the emotes? You know,
like some W, for instance.
But yeah, some people do just for the emotes, and
I just want a Bruffy orange.
For there only to be one emote. I mean, even if you had like a ramped progression system like the partners have, but like just taper it down, you know, like go from one emote to two emote to three emote to four.
Well, I think you got to keep in mind that when you first get partnered, you have two emotes. Like I had 10, but then they've since increased it, so I've got 18 now. I still need to get into the 8 sorted to upload, but like I have 18 at over 400 subscribers. When you first start out as a partnered streamer, you only have 2. So to give affiliates any more than that makes no sense. And to have a tiered system would there's no point, because you would think that the next step from affiliate is partner, and that's where the tiered system comes in anyway. If you've got an affiliate who's got 20 subscribers, 25 subscribers, and should be unlocking 4 emotes, they're going to get partnered at that point.
Well, that depends on whether or not they are using the affiliate program more as a holding pen to detract away from the partners.
Yeah, that is a possibility.
So, I mean, you know, you could have people that are affiliates for ages, way longer than when they, you know, until they, like if they had applied for a partnership. You could have people waiting for way longer in the affiliate pen just so that, you know, Twitch can milk a bit more money out of them.
Yeah, you could. Well, you could have affiliates out there with 30, 40, 50 subs. Like,
I don't think that would happen. I think if you were to get,
you'll just get instantly partnered.
If you were to get 10, 15, 20 subscribers, maybe 20, 25 subscribers, and you were part of the affiliate program, you would get partnered. It wouldn't be.
Well, I hope you're right, because
Let's put it to the test.
Yeah, I can almost guarantee you that I could get 20 subs in 2 weeks. If I was.
Ooh, I like that.
I think I could.
Well, you saying your bit of news?
Cousins don't count.
What now?
Are you saying your bit of news regarding this?
Oh, right, yeah. I got the email. I met the very low criteria to be a Twitch affiliate, so I got the email today. Right before the show. Actually. Don't clap. It's no achievement to have 3 concurrent viewers. I'm sorry, not to me.
We're celebrating. That's the only reason.
I mean, we'll put it to the test. So
elitist.
Because
so elitist.
The thing is, when Zexy was trying to get partnered, she opened up the game with specifically.
Keep having a stroke.
Specifically to like only for $5 subscriptions, and then it was to show Twitch that we can get this many subscribers. Why not? You should be having the money and just partner us instead of giving it to GameWisp. So we'll put it to the test with the affiliate thing. Whenever we'll see how long it takes you. Have you showed any interest in being partnered before? Have you contacted them about it?
I have. I sent in one partnership application, got denied. Yeah, that was about a month ago.
So we'll see, based on like your viewership and how many subscribers you get, whether you get partnered quickly or when that happens when you get to a certain number of subs.
If they're giving me 100% of the money, I don't want to ever become not an affiliate. I'll stay an affiliate forever.
You're not getting 100% of the money from affiliates.
That's not going to happen, Nos. That's for special people. You're not special.
I see.
All right, so let's quickly.
You're special, but not in that way.
We've talked about Twitch quite a bit, which is the whole idea of this. We'll talk quickly a little bit about the YouTube streaming. Basically, it's terrible. I mean,
it's awful.
It is.
I hate it as a viewer. I did not like it at all.
As a viewer, as a moderator, and as a content producer.
Yeah. Can we speak about as a moderator? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, we haven't spoken too much about moderating channels on Twitch. We're kind of getting to the tail end of the podcast where we're going to start doing the Q&A bit. But Hammer is a moderator of quite a few channels on Twitch.
I mean, we have a moderating expert here.
Yeah, RDT. Oh, right. Yeah, you.
So we can talk about that whenever. It doesn't have to be this.
On YouTube, I think the moderation was a lot more difficult because the inbuilt tools for moderation on YouTube are nowhere near as good as what they are on Twitch. But I honestly just don't know what it is about YouTube in general for streaming that the chat seems to be toxic. For some reason,
yes.
There was quite a few streams where I said to my Twitch chat beforehand, get in there, start talking, do a normal chat, and it was actually quite good when there was a focused idea of just talking and doing it as a normal stream. But if it was just left to its own devices, it was terrible. But the worst thing about not being able to stream on YouTube is that the quality was so much better. The video quality, the actual stream quality, is a lot higher on YouTube because you can stream at higher bit rates, which you can't on Twitch. But
you can stream up to 6 now.
Yeah, I do.
Is a good
but
change.
I used to stream at 10 on YouTube.
And that is obviously a lot better.
But it's just the whole platform. It feels like it's just tacked on to the videos. It is. Whereas Twitch puts everything into the streaming. You can tell the whole system is so much better to watch, to moderate, to actually stream as well from my side.
Yeah.
It's funny because Joe Rogan does his podcast live on YouTube. He streams it on YouTube. I don't know, he doesn't do it every day, I don't think, but does it all the time. But he doesn't have a chat. That's the thing.
Yeah, I considered turning the chat off for the YouTube streams, and then I was thinking, well, at that point, what am I doing streaming it on YouTube in the first place? Just do it on Twitch. Yeah. And I've been a lot happier since I've gone back to Twitch and not streaming on YouTube.
So have I, because nobody recognized me on YouTube, and it was not good because I couldn't just do whatever I wanted.
So let's talk quickly about moderating, since we've got an expert here, and that is not RDT, that's Hammer.
And I'm an amateur.
All 3 of these guys are my moderators. But you Hammer does a lot of the back end stuff as well when it comes to managing the Discord and regulars and promoting people in the stream crew. Talk us about what you like about modding. What is it that draws you to do it?
Well, I just enjoy helping people, really. I mean, if I can,
Are you laughing at that?
No, I just.
No, I heard a giggle from Bruff.
Yeah, that was definitely Bruffy.
It wasn't.
Why are you laughing at him, dude? That's
the way that I see it. The way that I see it, that Adam and other streamers, Nos, RDT occasionally when he's drunk, you provide me and other viewers with the service of entertainment. Any way that I can give back, be it through donations or just helping out any way I can, I'm happy to do that, because I see it as a valid way of paying you for your service to me, which is entertaining me. So I mean,
does it not take away a little bit from the enjoyment of watching the stream in general? Like we sometimes have.
I still watch the stream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
but being a as a moderator, I can say that the chat is just as much a part of the stream as you are.
That's true.
So
without the chat,
you're
I would
paying
be
attention
nothing.
to both. Yeah, you're paying attention to both. So it's not like he's losing anything.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
By moderating.
You're really lucky, Adam, in that your community is fantastic.
I know
It's
this.
honestly
I know.
one of the best.
It's
Best
insane.
communities that I've moderated. The chat is always on point. I mean, there's a few bad apples, but it's Twitch. What are you going to do? Yeah,
Let's get the Bruffy loves in the chat
moderate.
for yourselves.
It's very
Bruffy
easy.
loves.
Yeah,
All up.
Bruffy loves for the chat.
Yeah, no, I agree
Buy the
that
chat.
from other chats that I've been in and things like that, it's crazy. I feel very lucky to have the chat that I do.
We're all very lucky.
But I think there was a good
all.
point made earlier in the chat just recently about the fact that when it came to the YouTube streams, there was so much shit on there that the good people
Putting it lightly
got drowned out. So it was only when there was a concerted effort there to actually chat properly, like on Twitch, it drowned out the terribleness. But most of the time, it just overwhelmed the good stuff, and it made people not bother trying in the first place on YouTube for the chat. So, but I think yeah. I mean, have you ever had any backlash from moderating?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Give us a story. Give us a backlash story.
Give us a war story.
I got into an argument on another stream with something that happened on a stream. I won't go into the argument. It's incredibly boring, and it shouldn't have been an argument in the first place. And I'm one that I find it very difficult to let an argument go if I know that I'm right. And I shouldn't have gone for it. But I did. I continued the argument. I made the chat toxic. I was a bad person. But afterwards, the person, once I'd managed to quell the argument after realizing that it had gone too far, the guy messaged me. He whispered me on Twitter and said, "Oh, what does it take to be a moderator around here? Because it's clear you aren't a very good one," sort of thing. And I was just like,
"Oh, wow."
I was like,
"Oh,
you have no idea what I do around here." I just stopped communication with him because I wasn't going to rise to that. It's just somebody that wouldn't let it lie, like me a little bit. So I'm a little bit to blame.
First
for
mistake
it,
being right. You can't be right on the internet.
Never be right about anything. Especially not percentages.
But I mean, you do get
numbers.
I mean, some people get very envious of the green sword for some reason.
They do. I don't get it.
A lot of people also get into moderation for the wrong reasons. They want it for that power to wield that sword and things like that. I'm not anything about that. I'm quite happy to sit there, be a part of a team, because it's a team that you've got, Adam.
Yeah, it is.
We're a team of moderators.
Yeah.
I don't claim, like, whenever anybody, like, I've seen a few people saying that, like, I'm the head mod and things like that. I'm not. I'm just, I'm one of the team.
You're the best
of moderators.
You're just the best one.
No, I'm not the best one by any stretch of the imagination. But yeah, I'm happy being part of the team, and just helping the streamer out wherever I can.
Yeah, I understand that, and it's good to have it because you can have a team of moderators, and not everybody is as visible banning people all the time in the chat, but they're doing other things to help out in the background. So different people doing different things. It's not all just about. It's not an easy job to be a moderator to just come into a chat. It's not all about just coming into a chat and banning people if they say something bad. There's actually other things that go into it, other things that need doing, helping with managing Discord, managing spreadsheets, managing all sorts of things. So I couldn't do this without mods. I definitely couldn't do it without the mod team. So I really do appreciate it, the help that you all give me. And the same with the chat. Right? I couldn't do anything with the chat without the chat. But yeah, carry on.
Well, I was just gonna say, as a moderator that doesn't do much, like I see all the stuff that the other real moderators do, and I feel bad. Like all the promotions and all, like syncing roles in Discord and dealing with that stream crew and all of that. Like I don't do any of that. All I do is sit and chat and have a good time and ban people if they say something stupid, like you said.
I'm a big fan of timing people out.
I like purging people's chats. That's my favorite thing. Give them a 1 second timeout, teach them a lesson. But I feel bad for the lack of stuff I do compared to all of the other mods around here. So they definitely do a lot of work. Not just in this stream, but in a lot of other streams too.
Yeah,
so,
I agree.
I have a question for Hammer, actually, like a serious question. You're the only one out of me and Nas that have kissed Bruffy. Like, what was that like? That had to be something special, man.
I'm going to tell you the truth right now, RDT.
Yeah.
It was so good. How did it taste? It was so good. I don't even remember doing it. It just knocked me right out. Boom.
Wow.
Straight away.
It's got cheeks like morphine.
Just for anybody who doesn't know this, watch the I-60 vlog, and then it was a peck on the cheek. It was drunk.
Taken out of context.
Let's just. If anybody's listening to this in a future, in a month down the line when we get it in the sound only form, just chill. It's not taken out of context. Go watch the I-60 vlog.
Do you know what was funny about that? When you put that live, I was in a voice chat with Xerxes, and she goes, "Oh, Adam's just put the vlog live." I was like, oh, "Okay, like that." And then, like a couple of minutes later, she was just like, "Oh my God, you kissed Bruffy! You kissed Adam! I can't even remember you doing that." And I was just like, "I did not do that."
Wow!
I had to go and watch
video evidence.
Like, oh no!
Roll the tape.
Oh my God!
Oh no!
Unbelievable.
Oh man!
Quite the night, the old pub quiz. It was something special.
It was. So should MBHammer? Should you go and start your job, your podcast job, whilst we explain about your podcast job?
Maybe we should actually tell people that he's going to be a permanent part
that's
of the
what
show.
I was gonna. That's what I was gonna do whilst he was going and sorting out the questions and stuff. That's what I was thinking. Sound good?
Oh, do I not get to hear it? Because you haven't even given me a job description yet. Of course you get to hear it.
Let's come on. Let's just drop it on him. Leave him.
All right. Okay.
And then he'll go.
Okay. Fine. So, the reason that one of the reasons that MBHammer is our first guest is that he is going to be a permanent member of the podcast crew. Doing
his producer,
his usual thing of being in the background and making sure everything just works flawlessly. And he's going to be our podcast producer, like you would have on like a radio show. You have a producer who just does things in the background, takes calls, makes
there's always the guy back.
There's always the guy on the other side of the table or whatever who's doing it all properly.
The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
On the other side of the curtain.
I believe you called me a Google boy last week, Gardy.
I did call you Google boy. Don't hold that against me, though.
Yeah.
So
Google man. I'll call you the Google man. All right. Is that better? Is that?
On YouTube, I haven't done this yet, and I don't know whether I'll get around to doing it for the first 2 episodes. But from 3rd episode onwards, we're going to have timestamps for various different things that we say, so you can sort of click go to the description and click the time, and you can get to a certain topic, and when topics change there'll be different timestamps. So Hammer's going to help me with doing that. He's also, at the end of these podcasts, we're going to be doing a sort of bit like a call-in show, We mentioned it last week.
Call-in radio
segment where we take Twitch subscribers and Patreon supporters get access to a special room on Discord. Hammer is going to manage the questions and bring people into the podcast room, and they can ask their question and we can talk about it just for 15, 20 minutes, half an hour at the end of these podcasts. So he'll be managing all that in the background. So he's always going to be there. Our guest of week 2 is always going to be around in our podcast, even if he's not actually speaking. But we appreciate all the help and being our producer.
I might butt in from time to time to do a bit of fact checking for you guys, just in case you get anything wrong.
Yeah, that's fair.
I always like being right.
Of course.
That's what the producer does. So
yeah, that's what the producer does every now and then. Just a quick interlude. All right. So should we do this last part of the segment? Do
we want to explain how to do it? If you want to ask your question,
I think that might be an idea. So if you guys want to ask your question, this is for subscribers and Patreon supporters only. In the Discord, you'll notice there is a room called the phone bank, where we will be taking your calls.
Yes. God, I want to be a radio host so bad. That's my dream, man. I'll never be able to realize it because terrestrial radio's dead.
So what will happen is I will pop into the phone bank at a point where we have enough callers in line, and I will take your questions, make sure we've not got any duplicates, make sure we've not got anybody that has any mic issues or anything like that. And once you've been selected, I will pop back into the choking hazard room and drag you in one at a time or many at a time. I don't know. We haven't quite worked that out yet.
I think the best way to do it is one at a time. That someone can ask a question. We'll talk about it for a little bit, and then if there's more time, we'll have someone else, and if there's more time, we'll have someone else, and we'll just keep going on like that.
Yeah, and you can ask your question to all of us. It can be on topic for the show, off topic. It can be to one of us. It can be to all of us. It can be to two of us. It can be the guest. It's whatever you want to ask.
Yeah. So if you're interested in doing that, get on Discord in the phone bank section.
So
and we'll
get in Discord, get in the phone bank channel.
I have a question whilst Hammer is sorting all that out, and whilst we're waiting for some questions to come in. I have a question for Nos.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What's your question?
Where's the hat?
Shut up. Look,
it's right there.
It's right there on the whiteboard.
It's right there, and there's the shirt too.
People have been asking for it in the chat all night.
No, you're not getting the hat back. That was a one-time thing. If we use the hat all the time, the hat doesn't become special. Okay, so
supply and demand.
So it's going to be like the Pikachu hat for me. Exactly. It's going to be your
Basic
special
economics. thing. RDT's with me.
I thought you were Nos the hat guy though.
No, we're not wearing the hat. That's not who I am. I'm a poser. I'm a jabroni. I don't wear that hat in real life. No. All right. Look, okay. I'm here as me, not as Nos that sleeps with cousins. Okay, come on.
Wow.
Do we have anything from RDT's Apple Juice review segment yet?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
How's the apple juice this week, buddy?
The apple juice this week is same as last week. It is a fine Genesee cream ale. If you are a college student in the eastern region of the United States, I don't know if it's available all over the country. I'm sorry, people. And if you're of drinking age, okay, I don't want anybody drinking underage. That is not what this is about. I'm a 22-year-old boy, and I can do this. But for $14 and change, you can get 30 cans of apple juice.
Wow.
And have a grand old time during a podcast. Tastes okay. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's the last thing that I resort to before going to malt liquor apple juice. And that's it. That's my apple juice minute. Okay.
Apple juice minute
for the week. Are you guys okay with that?
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I like these. I like these regular segments that we can shoehorn in every now and then.
I will say I've never heard of cream ale before. Never heard of it.
It is a brand.
Oh, it's a brand rather than a type. Right. Okay.
That is. I mean, that is value.
No, it is a type. Yeah, that was dumb. Genesee cream ale. It is a cream ale. Is a certain type of beer. Yeah, it's not. It's basically cheap beer. It's a way to sell you on something.
Oh, okay. high class.
That's not true, Lawfish. He just said, honestly, American apple juice is pure shite. My laptop is sitting on top of a 12-pack box of Sierra Nevada 4-way IPA variety pack. Sierra Nevada makes great beer. Victory Brewing makes great beer. A lot of great craft breweries in the United States. Okay,
when is your review of Natural Light? I'm looking forward to that. That's the drink of my people.
That's a high school beer. That's underage. I'm not.
Well, we still need some negative reviews in here. Like you've got.
I guess.
I just want to hear you trash on my people's drink. Honestly.
Your people's drink. Yeah.
So, some people say that the rivers of Alabama flow of nothing but natural light. So, you know.
Beautiful. Well, it looks like we've got some callers lined up.
We do. We've got some callers on the line here on the Choking Hazard
skip
podcast.
over and do my job, and you guys better talk amongst yourselves.
Okay.
I'll be back soon
with some questions
with people from the hotline.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. I'm trying to keep up with the premise now. So I don't know.
You.
I don't live in the Stone Age. So
thank you.
Know.
My never realized hopes and dreams. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. I'll be back.
All right. Yeah, that's the only reason that you're doing this podcast right now. So that's why you've had a go at me. Oh, I figured out. I looked at someone tweeted at me the date of when you first mentioned the podcast. It was back in 2015.
It was like. Did someone tweet that photo at you?
Yeah, I can't remember the exact date though, but it was the first mention ever of a podcast from you. And ever since then, you've been going on at me about the podcast. And it's all to satisfy your dream of being a radio DJ, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is. Yes. that is it. Well, no, 2 reasons. That and personal gain. Those are my only 2 reasons for being here.
Of course. Nos always has the personal gain underlying everything that he does.
Always.
Lads, when do y'all stop talking? It's a podcast, so never. I don't know when you want us to stop talking.
I was thinking of having a regular segment that I noted down in the document of Bruffy's Racing Corner. You know, the real world motorsport segment. I don't know whether it's going to fit in. It's easier to do these things when we don't have a guest or specific topics, I think, because like today we've been talking about Twitch almost exclusively.
I've got to say it's been a good.
I've enjoyed it.
Talk.
But I think it's difficult. It's more difficult to get these regular segments in unless we have a specific time for them. Maybe now, whilst we're getting callers and stuff, maybe now could be a good time. But I think we were going to talk a little bit about GTA and its resurgence with 5M and Twitch and stuff like that. But we'll talk about that.
We'll do that later.
Yeah. And Tiny Races, I'm sure. No, we won't mention that.
No one wants to talk about that.
Tiny Race.
RTT does.
I played it. I don't know if you guys do. I know Nas didn't.
I haven't played it yet. I'll probably play it on Sunday and rage.
I'm not gonna lie, it's terrible. It is not very good.
Yeah, I didn't hear everything. I've not heard one single positive thing about it. So, but yeah, I was thinking of
made a lot of money.
Well, yeah, I suppose. The racing corner. So we've got the Russian Grand Prix this weekend. Ferrari in the first practice have been outshining Mercedes. Maybe they're gonna take it away, but you guys don't really follow real world motorsport, right?
I'm American. Ferrari's the one with the horse, right?
Yes.
Jesus. Is Hamilton still with Mercedes?
Yes,
at this point?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess my racing corner isn't going to be a
Mark
thing
Webber,
then.
I like him, I think, or I don't.
I would get into F1 if it means making the podcast way better.
Yeah, I'll get into it as well.
I mean, it doesn't.
I find it entertaining. It's a fun time.
Well, okay. Russian Grand Prix this weekend. You guys should watch it, and then we can talk about it next podcast.
Sounds fantastic.
Okay. I will try, even though I don't have TV. Even though I don't have any satellite.
I'm sure there's all kinds of things that you can do in a week to possibly get that footage.
Yeah, there's some illegal things.
Yeah.
Some illegal.
All right, let's go.
Let's do it.
Let's go to our first caller on the Choking Hazard podcast.
I've returned. First caller we've got on the line is Mr. Mega Mario 64. He's got a question for Bruffy, so let me just drag him in.
This is fun.
Mario, please let us know your question.
All right. My question for Bruffy, if you had to choose only one of the two, Twitch or YouTube, today, which would you go for?
Oh, that's a good question.
That's a good
It's an on-topic
That is
question.
a
I
really
like
good
when the
question.
questions. I'm gonna like this all the way through this
man,
podcast.
good
I like when
question.
they're on topic of what we've been talking about. Oh man, that's tough. Oh, today just gotta because I've always said that I would love to be a full-time streamer and have that freedom to just stream whatever I want on every, whatever day that I feel like. Well, I would do a schedule of 5-6 days a week or whatever. But I would like to stream all different games and not have it so heavily focused on GTA like I do. I'd still, basically, if I was a full-time streamer, I'd still keep the GTA streams as they are now, 2 a week. I'd just add a lot more other streams of different games. So I do love the streaming, but I love the videos as well. And I think if I had to choose today to give up one, I would. Oh man, that's a tough one because recently it's difficult because everything that I do is kind of interlinked. Like my whole income from all of this, I feel, if I was to only stream, you could look at it and say that I get all my income from donations and subs and things like that, and that's all very good, and that's all happening on Twitch. But would that all happen if I didn't have the videos as well? So I think if I was to choose today, I would have to stick with YouTube because I've got 6 times as many subscribers, followers on there. I've got the vast majority of my viewers are on there. I think,
Thinking from a realist standpoint.
that's following my head rather than my heart. I think
It's following the money.
it's not it's tough. It is tough
No.
because
Well, is it following the
could-
money though?
You could stream on YouTube too.
I do earn less from
Although we
YouTube than I
hate
do
it,
from Twitch now.
could.
But I could, yeah, that's true. That is a benefit. I could stream on YouTube, whereas on Twitch, the video that would be no videos whatsoever. So yeah, I would have to go for YouTube, unfortunately. But
Wow.
I think that is the more logical choice because that's where everybody is. That's my main platform. As much as I love Twitch and I love streaming.
What a controversial answer.
I know that is
That's a
controversial. The
great
chat,
question.
and
And an interesting answer.
But like I say, although I do earn more money on Twitch. If you even if you take into account the subs, the ads. I mean, the ads are terrible on Twitch. But if you take into account the subs, the donations, the bits, things like that, I do earn more money on Twitch. But I honestly don't think that I would still be earning that money if it was just me streaming 5 days a week, 6 days a week. I don't think I would. I think it's the YouTube videos and people appreciate the videos, so they come to Twitch every once in a while and like to show that appreciation. I honestly think it's the YouTube videos that make everything keep going. But it is an important point that ADT made that I could just stream on YouTube as well. I know you can upload videos to Twitch, but when you're choosing it, you just go to where the biggest numbers are, and I have 120,000 on YouTube and 20,000 on Twitch. So
That's a good question. A good
that
answer.
was a very
Yeah,
good
that
question
was a
for our
tough
first ever calling question. That was a super good question, on topic.
I
difficult to
figured it
answer.
was appropriate for you tonight.
That
so.
was very, very good. I'm well impressed.
Yeah, that was on topic. It was great. Thanks for calling in.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
calling
in.
into the
Good
show.
question. What's next? At
Get 'em outta here.
MBHammer?
Get 'em outta here.
Yeah, as soon as the question's done, get them out. Get them out. Don't want to say anything that they shouldn't do.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So next up, we've got Advanced Error. Advanced
Hello,
Error.
caller. You're on the Choking Hazard
Hello.
podcast.
Oh yeah, Nos wants to do this bit. Nos wants to do the radio introduction.
I do.
Go on.
So what's your question?
My question
Who is
is
your question
directed
for? And what is
It's
your question?
directed at Bruffy, and it's what got you, Bruffy, into motorsport and karting.
Aditi's gone. He's gone. The question's not for him. He's gone. Motorsport. My parents and just my family in general used to have it on Formula One when I was growing up. So naturally, I've just always watched it from Damon Hill, years, 97, 96, all those years of watching it every year since then. So I just grew up with it and enjoyed it. Played some racing games, and racing games have always been a thing that I've done. You know, even back to Micro Machines on the Sega Mega Drive. That was racing. I've always had that enjoyment of racing, and then progressing on to other racing games and studying the art of racing, I guess you could say. As RDT pops another another apple juice.
This is
Sorry,
always distraction.
Tactical distraction.
Yeah, it's just been a consequence of enjoying it, watching it, and then trying it on games and enjoying the art of racing and learning how to do it properly and getting good. Not perfect, but all right. And then naturally beyond that, I went to karting to try it in real life, and I love doing that as well. So it's basically just a case of I've watched a lot of motorsport, I've tried a lot of motorsport on different variations, and I just enjoy it. I just enjoy it at every stage, so that's just what I do.
Okay.
Thank you for the question.
Yeah,
No
thanks for the
problem.
question.
Very good. Right. By advanced error. Next up, we
Please don't have any more questions for me. Let's give them to the others.
How many of these are we doing?
We got another 8
next up.
minutes worth.
We've got a question for everyone, though. It's here we go.
Okay.
I am going to duck out because A to the J is doesn't know how to work Discord, and I'm trying to get his question taken. because-
Oh goodness.
Oh, jeez. That's not
I'll be
gonna
back
good.
shortly. All right.
Hello, caller. You're on the Choking Hazard podcast. What's stuck in your throat today?
Oh my god, he loves it. He loves it. What's stuck in your throat today? That's the best. Oh, that's the greatest.
Hey, Rogat, how are you?
What's stuck in your throat? That's the
Stuck
greatest.
in my throat.
Oh my god. Oh my. Oh, best moment. That's insane.
Never match Nos. Damn it. God.
Oh, man. Okay, so what's your question, man? What's your question?
So, all right.
And who's it for? Who's question for? Is it all
So
of us?
it's for all of you, yeah.
Okay.
The question is, what's everyone's underrated class? Because right now with the testing videos, we're going through all the later classes, the slower
Okay,
ones.
so in GTA Racing. Okay.
What do you mean by underrated?
Well, ones that aren't raced as often, but still are a lot of fun to drive. It's just not appreciated as much.
Okay.
Like you.
Okay, you guys go first. I've been talking too much.
I'll let Nos go. He's more
For
active.
me, it'd probably, I mean, I wouldn't, muscle is not an underrated class by any means. We do it every day. So I'd probably say sports classics, I think. I mean, it's less so now that we have the Turismo Classic and the Infernus Classic. But I think, like, the sports classics, like the Coquette Classic, the Mamba, all of those, they're really fun to drive and really fun to race. And the Monroe as well, that's another one. Like, they're all really challenging and really fun to drive, but with the state of the class and how hard they are to drive, they're not driven very often. So I would say sports classics.
Okay.
That'd be my answer.
Yeah, I was gonna say muscles, but I feel like everyone loves muscles. And
yeah, everyone loves muscles.
With the Dominator race car and the Sabre Turbo Custom, it's kind of destroyed. I would say, I'm gonna pronounce this for everybody outside of the U.S. The coupes. It's a nice little middle ground between sedans and sports cars. And even though the Zion is obviously king of the class, a lot of competent racers can choose a whole plethora of different cars. Like Jackals
there's the
can
Exemplar, there's the
Jackals can compete.
The Felon?
The Felon's one of my favorite cars. I think the coupes is underrated.
Okay.
Vans. You're gonna say Vans.
I'm not going to say Vans.
I
I,
mean, we
do
already
like
know.
Vans, and I feel like I'm very, very good in Vans. I don't know why. I always seem to do well in van races. I guess it's the gang burrito. I just like it. But I do think Vans is a little bit underrated. It's not raced that often, and I think it does provide some fun racing. But I'm going to say off-roads, because you rarely get off-road, and this is something that people do on YouTube comments when it comes to the off-road videos. Why don't you test them on an off-road track? And you know, what's to stop you using off-road vehicles on a regular track? You've got a lot of vehicles in there. You got the Bifter, the the injection, the brawler, the trophy trucks. There's a lot of vehicles in the off-road class that people seem to just forget about because they see the name as off-roads and assume that it has to be done off-road, and that doesn't have to be the case. So I'm going to say off-roads.
I can appreciate that answer.
I mean, they're literally called off-roads, so I would assume.
What's in the
you're supposed to
name?
race them
You know, you don't have to
off-road.
race them off-roads. You're the kind of person that sees a sign and immediately does what it does. If I was to tell you to jump, you know, it's that classic thing that they say to kids in school. If I was to
Think
tell you to
outside the
jump
box,
off a
ID2.
cliff,
Come on.
would you do
I
it?
have never seen a bridge
I'd
that
ask
says,
how high the cliff
jump
is
off this
myself.
bridge. I've never seen that. Like, if a sign tells me right lane must turn right, that's that. I have to turn right. I'm sorry.
That's just a
'Cause
suggestion. It's just a suggestion until a cop is around.
It's like speed limits. They're just
Yeah, I will clarify that off-roads without bikes, but I don't class bikes in the off-roads class anyway because they're technically in motorcycles. So I am talking strictly about the off-roads class, not the raceable off-roads class.
I'm glad you've brought up off-roads because there are a lot of road-worthy vehicles in there, such as the dune buggy, the Bifter.
Yeah.
Especially the Bifter.
The Bifter, yeah, especially. I agree. Yeah, yeah.
I hate them.
I almost
myself.
only race the Bifta because it's so fun.
It is a
but-
lot of fun. I need to get another Bifter. Thanks for the question.
It just
Good
never gets
question.
used, that's the problem.
Good
Yeah,
question.
thank you for your question.
I haven't answered yet. Thanks, Nos.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah,
Right.
fair point. We got a guest.
Oh, yeah.
He's our guest
we had
as
a
well.
sake.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I'm going to pick compact.
Hell yeah.
I really like a good compact
without the Brioso, right?
without the Brioso. Yeah, because the Brioso is
Okay, I can appreciate that.
or an all Brioso race. They're both equally good. I like it just because there's usually quite a bit of argy bargy with compacts, but it doesn't usually affect the race too much. I like a bit of a little bit of jostling for position and stuff. If you guys, I'm sure Adam knows the Clio Cup in the UK.
Yeah. I think
We
Bifter,
like a bit of-
not Bifter, Blister Racing is quite good.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do
absolutely,
like
yeah.
Panto.
Yeah,
Panto for life.
I never liked the Panto. All right, let's do last
I couldn't
question.
get to
Let's do
grips
it.
with Panto.
Let's do
One
it.
more
Thanks,
question.
Hero
It's
Gut.
time for one more
Thanks,
caller
Hero
on the
Gut.
show. And thank you for your question, Hero Gut.
Next up, we've got Master Ferret.
Mr. Ferret.
Hello, caller. You're on the show. What's your question?
My question is GTA related, and it is, if Rockstar was to release a shark card, like DLC, paid DLC thing, that gave you access to the dev creator, how much would you be willing to pay for it?
So the dev creator. So we're talking like making missions and removing lampposts, basically everything that you would experience with the PC trainer now, essentially.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about. Okay.
$5. I think.
Yeah, I'd throw $5 for that.
Yeah.
Now, I actually have a question for that question. You wouldn't need to buy that DLC to do other people's jobs, right?
No, like that would just be a DLC for you, the creator, to gain access to that stuff for everybody else of the community to play.
Okay. I mean, since I created the greatest track on Earth, I haven't really made much since then.
Since back on old gen.
Since 360 days, maybe $10. I think that could add a lot of life to this game. I think $10 worth of life.
Yeah,
to
I
a
guess
game
if
like
they
GTA.
packaged it in a big DLC, the final update to GTA is going to be a creator update where we give you
here's everything, have
that
fun.
you want, and it's $10. I think $10 could work.
Yeah.
I think that's
No more than
reasonable.
that, I don't think.
Nah, not more
I mean,
than 10.
this is coming from me and you too. Like, we probably just pay anything because we're content
Yeah,
creators,
of course.
right?
But
Like-
I mean, I'm thinking
like,
about
like for a
what-
rational human being
Yeah.
to make a purchase based on what you get,
Yeah,
it'd be like $10.
yeah. Good question.
Yeah, good question.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Did I come in just for the end of that?
You did.
That's good. Right. So that was the question portion then.
Yeah, that was it. It was perfectly timed as well. We're pretty much bang on an hour and a half right now, so this is
Bang on
this is
time.
exactly perfect. So
Yeah.
every week we're going to be doing this question answer thing for Twitch subscribers and Patreon supporters. If you're on the Discord and you're here live whilst we're doing the podcast, you can get in on Discord and ask a question. We're not going to get through all questions every single week, obviously. We're just going to start it up with 15, 20, 30 minutes to go and just get through as many as we can so that the podcast ultimately lasts an hour and a half every week. But the podcast is always about the community. It's always about you guys. That's kind of what I said last week, that it's a community-driven podcast. That's why we've got the chat up there. That's why we're going to have guests from the community and stuff like that. So it's all about you guys, and I think that's a good portion to have. And we're obviously going to have NOS's radio voice every single week now. We gotta have
my
that.
bad attempt at one, at least.
That might end up as a donation sound, as for what was said in the chat. That was hilarious.
I would agree with that. Go ahead and do it. Definitely.
All right.
To be fair, I've had quite a few compliments on my voice, so.
Yeah,
smooth,
you have a
dulcet
very
Scottish
sexy
tones.
voice.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right. So thank you, MBHammer, for coming on to the podcast as our guest this week, and for every single week onwards to help us out and make sure it all works.
MBHammer, where if we want to contact you or follow you, where can we?
Yeah.
That'll be twitch.tv/MBHammer, and I am on the Twitter at Hammer to the Face. All one
Hammer to the
word.
face.
Hammer
There
to
we
the
go.
face.
Yeah.
Cool. So we shall see you all next week, where we're going to be talking about a lot of other things. We haven't even planned it yet, but that's just what this podcast is all about. So say goodbye, guys.
Wait, hold on. Before we say
Oh, here
goodbye,
we go.
let Nos.
Oh, is
Where
this
can we find
my
you?
time to shine? Self-promotion.
Oh, the
you.
self-promotion bit, of
We have to do
course.
it every week. This is how we
Yeah.
close the show.
This
From
is
here
this
on
is how
out.
we get paid, Adam.
Yeah, this
Fine.
is my payment.
Fine.
Pouring
I'll
myself
just...
out to everybody. Anyway, you want to follow me, which you probably don't. It's low-quality content that I'm doing. But if you want to follow me, twitch.tv/sugar_free_nos. Don't spell out the underscores. That'd be bad. You don't want to do that. I have a YouTube as well. Basically, you can go to my Twitch page, and that'll give you info on everything. I'm on Twitter, too. So, just wherever you want to do, come by, drop by the streams. I stream on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. How convenient, the days that he doesn't stream. Ooh, you couldn't plan it any better. It's almost as if I did that on purpose. Anyway, but, if you want to come by, check out the streams, I'd appreciate it. We have a good time. We do the playlist on Monday and Tuesday.
All right.
Play...
Come on. We're going to be doing this every week. It's going to have to be quick.
Did you start a stopwatch and cut me off at like 30 seconds?
I like what Fire Cult
fine.
says. It's okay, Bruffy. You can just edit this out from the YouTube video. I like that.
You could do that.
I'm not going to do that. Go on, RDT. You do your self
If you want to find me,
Edit in like a shepherd's crook coming from the right hand side. Just come and cut him off.
Come on, RDT. Come on.
Joke.
if you want to find me on Twitter, just go to R tier. I'm not that funny. I don't tweet. Just spam the straight fire command. You'll find my YouTube. Just Ryan. I'm a mediocre rapper. Here we go.
He's been waiting to do that for years since he knew about
So
the
long.
podcast. He's just been in the podcast just to get that moment. That's it. He won't be a guest next week. He won't be a
Pretty much.
co-host. That's he's done.
No, yeah.
Okay, say goodbye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, everyone. See you all later.